Saturday 31st of December 2022, and in this program I'm going to spend some time on the fun and games we had with all the Warrafak moments. Not all of them, I picked out a few. If you want more reminders, put it down in the comments and I'll work on it. There were some good ones. And the first one is quite disturbing, I would say. Look at that. Vegan activist Tash person joins PETA for human meat tray. Animal rights protests. And look at that. What the fuck is that? These people are going crazier and crazier by the day. And then I have to include this. The gender confusion runs rampant in the West. This is what leftist progressive males look like. If you don't see freaks, you are the problem. And I have to agree. And then we get to something more serious and sinister. Look at this. Germany has a disgusting white majority society. From Sarah Lee Heinrich, politician of the Greens party. How do you like that one? She's a German politician, and this is what she says. And then there's this disturbing one from the United States. The poster says this is definitely a war on white men, and this bitch should be first to go. And look what she says, and she's working for the New York Times. We need a castration lottery for white men. Every month we pull a birthday, sort the excess and snip some sacks, preferably in a big public gathering. And she's a New York Times editor. And who can forget this little freak? This is the head of the nuclear waste. And in the end, he was fired for stealing people's luggage on airports. Now this one is a little bit more serious, but still a Warrafak of note. Exclusive, ship of fools. 62% of Biden officials who handle economic policy have 0 years of business experience per report. Think about that and let it sink in. And then we get to this gem. A microcosmic example of deliberate New World Order cabal workings in Europe over time. Please meet the Greek soccer team. Look at that and just be honest. How many Greeks do you see in that picture? Now for the regular viewers, you will know that I have posted quite a few Warrafaks like this, but I have still not received any answers from anybody about it. 2 videos posted within a couple of hours of each other. I mean, you tell me what's going on here, look at that, and then you try and convince me that's the same person. We are being played. And then there was this gem. I used the censor dots for good reason, but I love this one. Sooner or later, I have to tell her that I'm not a painter. Can you imagine that fiasco? And then we get to this Warrafak. And this is once again actually not something to laugh about. How they wreck countries under the guise of fighting terrorism. And look at that image. The US is carrying that terrorist, put it in the city, then it blows the city up, then it picks its terrorist up and walks away. Isn't that true? And here's another one for the men. This is Sarah. She is 45 years old, she has 2 children, she has never exercised a day in her life, yet she eats anything she wants and stays up until 3 a.m. drinking beer. What's her secret? No secret. Sarah is the one in the upper right corner of the picture. And then there was this gem. Antifa heading for early retirement. Antifa announces they will destroy the racist Hells Angels. And how would I love to see that meeting. And then we get to this one, and once again just prove that the insane is running free instead of being safely locked up in asylums. A couple with identity disorders who have over 400 personalities between them reveal they sometimes go a day without eating because the child alter egos don't know how to cook. How fucking screwed must you be in the head to operate like this? And then we have this gem from South Africa, and we've got the cockroaches in charge running around. First, they say, we need borderless Africa. And then, how's it going now? You have too many foreigners working for you. I think this cartoon is spot on. And then another sinister one. Nothing to laugh about, but the reality. Look at that. The USA is the angel of death. First Afghanistan, then Ukraine, and now it's knocking on the door of Taiwan. And then we have this gem from South Africa. From who else than our Minister of Education. If they had lowered the pass rate to 30 soon enough, we would now have enough engineers to fix the generators at Eskom. You just have to shake your head. These are the people that are in charge of them. And then we've got this gem. We want police stations to close at 6 o'clock in the evening for security reasons. Criminals in this country have become too dangerous. Captain Derek Sitole. How is that? And who can forget this one? 2 men attempt theft in a gay's house, and then 2 professional thieves in the US broke into a Florida man's house to rob. Unfortunately, they picked the wrong house as the owner was a giant gay rapist. The notorious gay sex predator tied the 2 men aged 54 and 36 and raped them for 5 days. A neighbor heard the men's cries and called the police. The consequences left the thieves physically and emotionally damaged. I can imagine that. And then this is another one which is not a laughing matter. Worldwide, a higher percentage of people consider the US government to be the biggest threat to world peace than think any other nation's government is. It's not because America is a democracy, but because it isn't. Ukraine before and after Putin invaded. And, just kidding, this is Libya before and after Obama destroyed it. And then we get to another mental case. Transgender man who gave birth to his son criticizes a medical staff for calling him mother and claims that it's important to stop automatically linking pregnancy to being a woman. What the fuck is wrong? How is it possible that shit like this is actually happening and actually hitting the newspapers? And here's another one to just look at it, think about it, and just smile. I'm below 50 kilometers an hour and nobody passing us. Very weird. And then she says, it must be because of the radar cameras. Now, unfortunately, once again, I had to use the sensor dot, but you have a good imagination. And then we get this from our Minister of Police. We will improve our response time sooner or later. We want to be as quick as those guys who sit inside the ATMs and give you money when you make a withdrawal. You cannot make shit up like this. These people, they say these things without, I don't know what the hell is going on in their minds to say something stupid like that. And this is the Minister of Police. And then we have this gem from this defense woman. Military vehicles and tanks should be painted red or blue. Last year alone we lost over 74 vehicles and tanks after they were painted camouflage. Camouflage blends in, make it difficult for us to find these vehicles when we accidentally misplace them. South African Minister of Defense. Look at it and cry. And then there's just another joke between Trump and Rocketman. Calm down, I'm coming back. You back now, Brandon, fuck up everything. That is true. And then we have this gem. from this guy, and he's from Department of Agriculture. Our forefathers wore animal skins because South Africa was not this cold. But whites came with their gadgets and now we have these cold fronts, says the Minister of Department of Agriculture, Forestry and Fisheries. You cannot make shit up like this. But yet they spew it out for the world to hear. And then we get to this one. I really laughed. Men are trash. My girlfriend went to her ex-boyfriend's house, and when she rejected his advances, he shot her with a paintball gun. Can you imagine that? She was shot, but definitely not with a paintball gun. And the last one in the queue for now, and this is so true, you have to laugh. Just passed my driving test. My examiner, Paul, said the man I hit when I went through the red light should really have been more careful crossing the road. And I can just imagine it. But that's the end of this collection. It's the Old Year's Eve. I really hope you have a great day and a great night here in the Lowveld. It is raining, and I am glad about that. We are running short of rain this season. I'm beginning to get worried. And I want to thank you all for the support, and thank you for the likes and the subscribes. And let's see what the new year brings. How many more Warrafaks?